March is an extremely important month there. Please do not miss out on this incredible March, which is supported by both the calendar and the universe. It is a once-a-year opportunity. Your actions in March will greatly influence your future life. Today, I will talk about what you should do, what you should not do, and important points for March. March can be considered the timing when the real 2026 begins. Looking at it from the perspective of the calendar, Western astrology, and the universe, it is the most important month of the year. Happy birthday to those born in March. I hope the coming year will be a wonderful one for you. And I would be happy if you could write that it is your birthday in the comments section. March is an important month where 2026 begins in earnest. Calendar-wise, Western astrology-wise, and universe-wise, the spring equinox on March 20 marks the beginning of the new year. Therefore, it can be said that the 2026 fortune also begins in earnest from this day. March is an amazing month full of important checkpoints. It is no exaggeration to say that how you spend March determines the foundation of your fortune for the whole year. Therefore, how you spend this period is quite important, as it is a crucial month that will determine your future fortune. Let's make sure not to forget the lucky actions of the lucky days. Spend it with all our might, and connect it to our future fortune. Depending on how you spend March, your future fortune will change significantly. Therefore, even in the middle of the month, please look back at this video many times to check the flow of your fortune. In 2026, March is the month of the 7 red-crested palace, Nanasati Chugyu in the 9-star astrology. The solar term begins on March 5 at 10:29 p.m. and continues until April 4. The zodiac sign for March is Kono to Yin metal Yin rabbit. It is a combination of Yin metal Kono to and Yin wood rabbit. Kono to means a polished jewel and has an elegant and intellectual energy. So self-polishing and self-expression are the biggest lucky actions during this period. Improving self-polishing, aesthetic sense, creative activities, and tidying up are recommended lucky actions. Also, polite interpersonal relationships and acting with light footwork to seize opportunities will improve your fortune. March 2026's Kono 2 is a period where your fortune after spring will change greatly by polishing yourself. March begins with the solar term of rainwater Usui from the 24 solar terms, followed by the solar term starting on March 5, and the spring equinox starting on March 20. Rainwater refers to the time when snow turns to rain and ice melts into water. It has been a guide for when the cold eases and preparations for farming begin. Ichitsu insects awaken is the time when the earth warms up and insects that have been hibernating emerge from their holes. March 20 is the spring equinox, and from this day, 2026 begins in earnest in Western astrology. The spring equinox is one of the national holidays in Japan, and it is generally said to be the day when the length of day and night is equal, and it is a day to feel the arrival of spring. It is also a very important day cosmically and spiritually. The most important point in March is, above all, the spring equinox. The spring equinox, like the autumn equinox, is the day when the length of the day and the length of the night are almost equal. It is also the day when the sun rises exactly in the east and sets exactly in the west. In the Chinese yin-yang philosophy, it is a special day that only happens twice a year, when the balance between the yang of the day and the yin of the night is perfectly balanced. In Western astrology, the spring equinox is also called the cosmic new year because the sun enters Aries, the leader of the 12 constellations. It is also said to be the day when the stargate opens, allowing us to receive the energy of the universe. And another important point in March is the spring equinox week HIGN. The spring equinox week is the 3 days before and after the spring equinox day. These 7 days are the HIGN period. Since the spring equinox is March 20, the 2026 spring equinox week will be the 7 days from March 17 to March 23. In Japan, It has long been said that the doors to the heavens and the spirit world, which are usually closed, open during the Hign period, and it is said that the doors open to the maximum on the middle day of Hign, that is, the spring equinox and the autumn equinox. During this period, it becomes easier to connect with ancestors spiritually, and it is easy to receive messages. Your intuition becomes sharper. You can strangely avoid disasters, and you can suddenly have flashes of insight into what path you should take in the future. Please try to visit a grave or pray during Hign, and if you are too busy to visit, please think of your ancestors and offer your gratitude by sending them feelings of thank you. In this channel, I share how to adjust your fortune and how to spend important timing according to the calendar and the flow of the universe. If you like, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it. And the lucky days in March are as follows. March 4 is an Motion, a day when 1 grain of rice planted becomes 10,000 grains. March 5 is a Tay Motion, Tens Habi, and Toronto High Tiger Day. March 8 is a Mino Hebi and Tay Ojubi. March 17 is a Tayan, Toronto High, and Ichirib Motion. March 22 is a Tayan. March 29 is an Ichirib Motion and Toronto High. So there are 6 lucky days. Let's make sure not to miss these valuable lucky days and spend them carefully. And the lucky period of Tenichi Tenjo lasts from March 20 to April 4. During the Tenichi Tenjo period, it is said that you can move in any direction, so you don't need to worry about directions when going out, traveling, or buying lottery tickets. So it is a relaxing period. Also, it is said that you can't significantly increase your fortune by cleaning your house during the Tenichi Tenjo period. And unfortunately, in March, there are days when lucky days and unlucky days overlap. March 7 is Tatsuno High, but it is Fujoju non-fulfillment day and Jouhibi. March 12 is an Ichirib Motion, but it is the Yaburu destruction day of the 12 directs. March 19 is Tatsuno High, but it is a Jouhibi. March 20 is Mino High, but it is on Fujoju and Jouhibi. March 24 is an Ichirib Motion, but it is the Yaburu destruction day of the 12 directs. March 28 is a Tayan, but it is in Fujoju. It feels a waste that such valuable, wonderful lucky days overlap with unlucky days. But in such cases, rather than worrying too much about the influence of the unlucky days, be conscious of feeling the lucky power of the lucky days more strongly and receiving more good fortune, while valuing the fortune of the lucky days. Avoid big events that could affect your life, and do not do things where it would be troublesome if promises or contracts were broken. Even if it is an unlucky day. For example, it is perfectly fine to celebrate a birthday or visit a shrine to express your gratitude. So please don't worry. Next, I will talk about unlucky days to be careful of. First is the Yaburu destruction day of the 12 directs in the calendar. The Yaburu days are March 12 and 24. The Yaburu day is considered a day with the meaning of destroying things. This day is suitable for doing destructive things such as lawsuits, disputes, negotiations, demolition or dismantling of buildings, and dissolution. It is said that using this day for lawsuits or negotiations can yield good results. Conversely, it is not suitable for weddings, contracts, or moving. Let's avoid signing or submitting contracts or application forms. Also, the Ayabu danger day of the 12 directs is March 13 and 25. The Ayabu day means that everything carries danger, so it is considered better to be modest and restrained. It is considered a bad day to travel, go mountain climbing, or set sail, so be careful. If you are planning from now on, I recommend avoiding these days. Also, on Ayabu days, it can be said that there is no problem with working without going to distant places, being at home, or spending the day as usual. And March 12 and 24 are also the Getsuhatimo moonbreaker days, which are the most powerful unlucky days in Feng Shui. Getsuhatimo is a day when the zodiac of the month and the zodiac of the day collide, and it occurs 2 or 3 times a month. It means to break the month and is considered a bad day for everything, since energy is low on this day. It is said that attention is scattered, leading to careless mistakes, and sudden traffic accidents and troubles increase. Therefore, I recommend avoiding dangerous things or important matters such as contracts. Also, the Fujoju non-fulfillment days are March 7, 15, 20, and 28. Especially this year, the Spring Equinox on March 20 is a Fujoju, so be careful. Moreover, since it overlaps with a Juhibi, please be careful about how you spend this day. As the name suggests, Fujoju is a day when nothing is fulfilled or successful. Therefore, I recommend taking a rest on Fujoju and spending it slowly without starting any new activities. Also, March 2, 5, 17, and 20 are Sanai days. It is a taboo that if you move on a Sanai day, there will be a fire until the neighborhood burns down. So let's avoid moving. But it is a taboo limited to moving. So if you are not moving, it has nothing to do with it. So please be assured. Also, March 1, 7, 19, and 31 are Juhibi of the lower section of the calendar. Juhibi is also called Kuro by Black Day and is the worst big taboo. It is said that you should avoid traveling on this day. Also, it is said that it is not compatible with weddings such as moving, farming, marriage registration, or marriage, so it is better to avoid it. It is a day to avoid for things you want to be auspicious about, new departures or starts, and celebrations. Kurobai is a relatively minor taboo, but it is a taboo that still exists on the calendar, and it has a strong negative image, but there is no problem in spending it normally. Also, the Jup-Ogur 10 Directions Darkness taboo begins on March 11. The Jup-Ogur lasts until March 20. Jup-Ogur is a taboo where all directions are closed in darkness. It is a period when discord is likely to arise, and it is considered an NG day for weddings, relocation, opening a business, etc. It is considered better to avoid starting something new or making decisions. And March is an extremely important month in terms of the movement of the universe and the movement of the stars. This month, we will welcome the Spring Equinox on March 20. The Sun moves from Pisces to Aries and enters the cycle of a new year. March seems to be a month that cannot be missed cosmically as well. The cosmic movements in March are as follows. March 2. Mars moves from Aquarius to Pisces. March 3. Full moon in Virgo with a total lunar eclipse. March 10. Venus moves from Pisces to Aries. March 11. Jupiter begins direct motion in Cancer. March 19. New moon in Pisces. March 20. Sun moves from Pisces to Aries. March 21. Mercury begins direct motion in Pisces. March 31. Venus moves from Aries to Taurus. Something like this. And the highlight of March is, above all, the Spring Equinox on March 20. That is, the Sun's entry into Aries for the cosmic new year. And the next day, on March 21, Mercury retrograde ends, and the 10-planet direct motion period begins. This 10-planet direct motion period will last for about a month and a half, until May 6, when the 10-planet direct motion period ends. It will be a period when we can get the support of all the stars. I will upload a detailed video about the details of each star's movement at a later date, so please subscribe to the channel and look forward to it. And as for the movement of the moon, a full moon in Virgo will occur on March 3 at 8:37 p.m., and a new moon in Pisces will occur on March 19 at 10:23 a.m. And this full moon in Virgo will be a full moon accompanied by a super special total lunar eclipse. An eclipse is a big turning point, even among full moons. And it is said that its influence lasts for about half a year. Please cherish the messages given by this full moon and new moon. And do not forget to execute the wishes of the new moon and the lucky actions of the full moon. March, which brings the lunar eclipse, which is a turning point about once every half year, and the spring equinox, which represents the beginning of the year in astrology, can be said to be the timing to renew yourself without being afraid of changes and reforms. And let's make the most of the calendar movement and cosmic support of this March and make it the best March for everyone. Here is a little announcement. My first book, Foliage Plants Call for Lifelong Good Fortune, is now on sale at online bookstores and bookstores nationwide. In this book, I have written in detail about how to place foliage plants in your house to call for lifelong good fortune, and also important hints for boosting your fortune during the 20-year Sangdan Q1 period, 3 periods and 9 fortunes that will come in the future. Please read it and use it to boost your fortune. The details of the book are listed in the summary section.